We got Dustin and Myrtle, two of the biggest boys I know.
Hey.
What? No, just kidding. Two of the biggest girls I know.
Hey.
Anyways, we got Myrtle all ripped apart here. We got all the stuff and things here. So we've got our injectors. They are, actually, I'm not even sure what they are. 6PT, 12 valve injectors. Anyways, there's a part number. I have no clue what they are. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're 5x16s. Anyways, we've got our injectors, delivery valves, AFC Live, the 60 PSI overflow valve, the power-driven diesel lift pump, block-off plate, rack plug, whatever the hell that is. We've got the puller for the timing gear on the fuel pump and the degree wheel. And then we've got the fuel filter housing from power-driven, a Predator mechanical fuel pump, and all of its belongings here. We're going to get started on doing all this stuff to this old turd. So I don't know what we're gonna start with. Probably should
Unpaid labor.
We should probably put the fuel pump on first, because it looks like the most work. It didn't come with any instructions, so we're gonna have to just figure it out ourselves. Dustin got the harmonic balancer all cleaned up. We're gonna put that on, the harmonic balancer. We got our new bolts right there. Got some Loctite on them. Got the torque wrench set to 92 foot-pounds. So yeah, we'll install this real quick. Got the, I don't know what you call this, the sprocket holder onto the harmonic balancer. So now we're gonna put the drive sprocket on. Looks like this little tiny Allen that goes in the end of it, and it goes to 96 inch-pounds. Pop that on over, just like it said. And then I had Dustin put a little bit of Loctite on it. 4mm Allen. Oh, that's more than a little bit of Loctite. And then, like I said, 96 inch-pounds, so nothing crazy. All right, so you're gonna go ahead and take out these 4 oil pan bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Clean that off, and then you're gonna install this bracket right here. There's these 2 spacers. They go in like this, and then you'll use these 4 8mm bolts. I think you need to leave them loose because this slides. Like I said, we didn't get instructions, so we're just flying by the seat of our pants.
That we are.
Quit yawning.
I'm tired, all right?
Same. We got stuff to do.
I know, we have a lot of shit to do.
All right, so we're taking a break from old Myrtle here because Bryce found something on his Jeep. Pulled his catch can. Pretty sure that's fuel inside of there. Maybe a little bit of coolant.
It's fine.
We're gonna see if it's fuel. Let's see if it's fuel. Let it rip, Tater Chip. Buddy, I think you got fuel coming into your oil somewhere.
What do you mean? It's just a candle.
Did you do a compression test?
Sure. Yeah, totally. That's on the list of things to do.
Is there any other way fuel could be getting into your oil?
A bad injector?
And it's just washed your rings?
Mm-hmm. You know them injectors that we put in there that didn't have O-rings? Partial O-rings? It's fine. Okay.
We've got the bracket on. These are all torqued down. The pump is on, but it's loose, so you can slide it back and forth. The belt is on. Once you tighten it down, it should tighten up like that. We've got the feed line to the pump hooked up. So I ran mine along this wiring harness on the bottom of the radiator through the frame, zip tied to a power steering line, and then up and over out of the way of the steering shaft. Got to come over here. So there's this fuel line right here, and it has one of these quick connects on it. You got to pop it loose with a hose tool. And then, I don't know, they didn't give you a fitting, but they did give you a hose clamp. So I just slipped it over this, hose clamped it. Then, like I said, I routed it through. I still got to zip tie all this up and get rid of my stock fuel line. It goes up to the pump. And then we're going to pull the stock lift pump out. And then they gave us a block off plate. We're going to block it off and then put the new filter housing on. Dustin pulled the flow valve off of the injection pump, and we'll run the new one and run new lines. So yeah, you got that popped off. We're gonna pop off the stock fuel filter housing and put the power driven one on and run all AN fittings for the fuel. All right, Dustin and I just got busted in the eyes with fuel. We can't see no more. So when you pull off your stock lift pump, it goes and sprays fuel everywhere. But stock lift pump is pulled off. Stock fuel filter housing is pulled off. We got the new power-driven diesel fuel filter housing all hooked up and ready to rock. That is a new fuel filter. Okay, so you got these two 12 millimeter bolts right here. Pull off the fuel filter housing. There's a 12 millimeter that holds this guy on. Gotta be careful bending it out of the way. Don't break it. There's two copper washers, top and bottom. And then there's a 17 millimeter under it that you've got to take off. And then there's another 17 millimeter banjo bolt that you've got to take off that goes to your injection pump to feed it. Once those are taken off, you can pull the fuel filter housing off and access the lift pump, which is down there. It's not gonna focus. Anyways, it's right there where my light is shining. Two 10 millimeter bolts, pull that off and finagle it with finesse through this mess. And then you can get that off, and now we're going to run our feed line to our fuel filter. We've got our power-driven diesel stock lift pump block-off plate installed, two 12 millimeter bolts. Now we can start working on putting our fuel filter housing on. Fuel filter housing is on. We got the injector return line hooked up. We got our out of the fuel filter housing is going into the side of the injection pump. They provided a O-ring boss fitting that fits into there. And then we routed our inlet from our pump along the same line. We still need to zip tie it, but it's running along the same line, and it just goes into that top one on the fuel pump down there. We got a 4 millimeter Allen. It says you're supposed to prime it going clockwise. So we're gonna see if the little Milwaukee ratchet will do it. If it won't, we gotta pull the fuel pump back out and do it on the ground, because there's not a lot of room between the frame and the pump. So I'm gonna slide on in here, boys. I'm getting the drill. If you can acquire these, I would suggest a Milwaukee fuel with a ball Allen 4 on the end with a extension. Works great. But anyways, that was pretty sweet.
You just got that on video.
Yeah, that was slick.
That's slick. Like that shit?
Anyways, Dustin got fuel up there, so we should be good. Put a battery in this. Make sure all the shit that we knocked loose, sticking our grubby little hands down in the abyss, is hooked up. And then we'll go out and do burnouts.
It's the only reason I'm still here.
Yeah.
You guys know where the flush cuts are?
I don't think you need them anymore.
Why? It's Dustin cutting. God damn it, Dustin. Every fucking time.
That's how you cut them.
No, not at a 45.
Yeah. So they look like my wrists.
Oh my gosh. They're right here.
No.
Oh, so you don't cut them at 45.
No.
Joke's on you. That one was straight. Rip to Jake's arms for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Dustin.
That one was the worst one. When I talk about angling it, I angled it.
We are done with the install. We tightened up the pump. The belt is tight. We put the serpentine belt on. Give it a rev.